wabarakatuh. My name is Rahmaniyah Handayani Putri and my student ID number is 2321066 and I'm from PPIC. And here I will present chapter 11 about reading delays from the book entitled Is the Reading for Real Handbook, translated 1992, edited by Colin Harrison and Martin Coles for the final test reading for academic purpose. And in this chapter, there are several points that will be discussed, namely, the first, supporting the less experienced reader, and the second, purpose, pleasure, and practice, and the point is the role of parents and resources. And the third point is a multi-cue approach, and the point is meaning cues, language cues, visual cues, and phonics and word structure cues. And the last one is the reading recovery program. Okay, and the first point is supporting the less experienced reader. The focus of this chapter is on strategies and resources for helping children for whom the development of the ability to read a range of materials with some independence, fluency, accuracy, and understanding. And the aim of the remainder of this chapter is to provide guidelines for formulating an integrated reading program for young inexperienced readers. And next, some of the key teaching or learning strategies in the intended program, supporting the young inexperienced reader, time, a variety of purpose, words, sound, and letter study, sensitive observations, and monitoring of progress, lots of reading and rereading, reading and language games, parental involvement, praise and encouragement, easy, interesting, and predictable books, regular help, integrations with writing and oracy, and dynamic approach. And the second point is purpose, pleasure, and practice. Purpose, pleasure, and practice have an important role in overcoming reading delays. Purpose involves a clear purpose for reading, such as understanding specific information, and pleasure focus on enjoying the reading process by selecting material that interests the individual, and practice emphasizes the importance of regular practice to improve reading skills. And Clay, 1979, states that if we manipulate time twice as much for slow children as for children who are good at reading, combining the three can help overcome reading delays with a holistic approach. This means that we can give more attention to children who are slow readers to help overcome the reading delays they experience. And what is a holistic approach? A holistic approach to reading delays involves comprehensive evaluations and interventions on various aspects of reading skills. This approach doesn't just focus on one element such as word comprehension, but includes aspects such as text comprehension, word recognition, phonological skills, and other factors that can influence overall reading ability. And next is the role of parents. The role of parents is very important in overcoming reading delays in children. Literacy stimulation provided by parents, such as reading books, talking about stories, and providing positive support, can influence the development of children's reading abilities. Parents can also detect potential reading problems early and seek help if needed, thereby actively involving themselves in their child's reading learning. Therefore, there is a phrase, children and parents who read together succeed together, has become a well-known clause, but it is not less true. And parents have more time than teachers to provide the practice that is so essential for reading success and to discuss the books and to encourage personal response to them. Reading delays can be closely related to a lack of or not optimal resources needed for the development of reading skills. These resources include appropriate books, access to quality education, teacher support, and an adequate learning environment. This lack of resources can affect the development of reading skills in children. causing delays or obstacles in their reading abilities. The meaning of resources here is books that are interesting and suitable for beginner readers, and they can choose the books they want to read themselves. And this point also means book sources that are used not only for learning to read, but also books that they like to read, but still adaptable. The difficulty of the book for these young children is more appropriately decided by the amount of print on the page rather than a consideration of the actual words or the complexity of the sentence. And the intention here is to create books with simple text, good and interesting stories, and of course informative ones that children will like. And the third point is a multi-cue approach. A multi-cue approach to reading delays is an approach that uses various cues or information to help individuals who have difficulty reading. And this approach may involve using methods such as phonological analysis, word recognition, as well as text comprehension to design more holistic and effective interventions for individuals with reading delays. And the reason for using this strategy is that each individual may have different needs, and this approach allows for better adjustment to the unique learning styles and challenges faced by each reader. And the first point in multi-cue approach is meaning cues. Meaning cues in the context of reading delays refer to certain clues or information that help readers understand the meaning of the text. This can include clues from the sentence context, keywords, or relationships between sentences to understand the overall meaning. In the case of reading delays, low understanding of meaning cues can cause difficulties in deciphering text efficiently. And at this point, it's like giving children a reading book that triggers them to read it, and instinctively they will pick up a book they've read to read again. After repeated reading, continue to discuss it in a small group of children and play a game through techniques such as masking or covering the words, which triggers to encourage children to use meaning and language cues to predict hidden words and what will happen next in the story. Book read, and this is a powerful way to get better meaning cues to help them recognize the words correctly. And the second point in multi-cue approach is language cues. Language cues in the context of reading delays refer to verbal or non-verbal clues used to understand text. These include voice intonation, facial expressions, and body gestures that can assist individuals in processing reading information. In individuals with reading delays, understanding of language cues may be hampered, which can include problems such as dyslexia or language comprehension difficulties. Therapy, special support, or a more in-depth learning approach is often necessary in developing reading skills. And this approach is based on the link between children's oral language and their literacy development and promotes the retelling and recording of their experience in written language, which they then read, reread, share, and analyze. This technique is especially useful for children who are making a slower start in reading. Lots of very readable material can be created for them through their dictations of their own significant experience. And the third is visual cues. Visual cues in reading delays refer to visual signs or clues that can influence delays in the reading process. This can involve difficulty recognizing letters, words, or phrases, as well as problems following lines of text or understanding sentence structure. Visual disorders such as difficulty focusing, closed eyes, or color perception problems can also be a factor in reading delays. Identifying and treating these visual problems can help improve a person's reading ability. There are several techniques that can be used, like using a game, particularly the acquisition of a larger science vocabulary. Children too can also be encouraged to collect words and make their own individual list of interesting and relevant words. Additional simple worksheets presenting keywords in an interesting context might also be used sparingly. These techniques will also be helpful to the organizations of a busy reading classroom. And children who have difficulty in remembering core words may be helped if special attention is given to the link between reading and writing, and variations of Fernand's kinesthetic approach in Pamphret 1991 may be helpful. Phonics is an approach to reading that emphasizes the relationship between letter sounds and word pronunciation. Word structure class involve understanding word structure such as prefix and suffix, or involve children's understanding of how words are formed and the relationship between words in language. In reading delays, difficulties with phonics can hinder word recognitions, while problems with word structure class can affect understanding word meaning. The combination of both is important to overcome reading difficulties, and slower starters may need more explicit support to learn rhymes and jingles, to listen to repetitive sounds, to recognize little words in big words, and to relate speech sounds to letter symbols. However, the children do not need to do this, learning boring phonics and long sentence structures, which are not easy for them to understand. And the sharing of nursery rhymes in their printed form provides an excellent context for encouraging children's awareness of sound, their sensitivity to rhymes and alliterations, and for beginning the development of their knowledge of sound or letter correspondence. And alphonic activities, including the letter line materials, need to be part of a much wider and more flexible approach to support for reading development. And letter line itself is a method of learning to read in English or phonics from the United Kingdom used by KGS Preschool, are the only one in Jambi province. And from this point, a good and effective learning method is to use letterline. And the last point is the reading recovery program is a special educational interventions for children with reading delays. This involves individual sessions with a trained teacher to help improve the child's reading and writing skills intensively, and this program focuses on developing basic reading skills through specially designed activities tailored to each child's needs, and the goal is to bring children up to par with their classmates in reading and writing skills. Okay, that's all from me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.